Gaming. Today I have guest host,
Jackson DeSalvo.
and we're going to be talking about sport games, and there are so many. Which ones are we going to get into first?
Well, I guess we can get into, of course, Madden 21, probably the
Yes,
biggest out of all
sir.
of them. I mean, I just remember the leap from Madden 19 to 20.
Oh my God, bro.
That was
Don't
a
even
huge
get me
leap
started.
for them. And then comes 21. I mean, there's so many features now coming out. I mean, let's talk about face the franchise for one. I mean, they just came out with you can be either wide receiver
Quarterback
or
running back. And the story game is phenomenal for a career mode that's not usual in this series at all.
and say, I don't want to do face the franchise. You can do regular franchise, which is legit the same thing as exhibition, but you can do a whole season and take your team to the championship, to the Super
Exactly.
Bowl, just like the regular season for football. And if you don't feel like that, well, you can get online,
Online.
which is also great graphics online too.
The graphics are amazing. And what we have to talk about, of course, in the Madden games is those X factors, those crazy things that get kids screaming, yes, it's X Factor.
Yeah, the X Factors are pretty good, but on another way, they're not that good because they make a team too good or too OP.
That's what I was just saying. It has people raging or like, yes, I have my thing. And it can either be the whole takeover, which ends up getting you 2 touchdowns in a row or something like that, or it can be the thing that just gets you back on your feet in the competition.
Yeah, so I would think it'd be better for them to take off the X Factors, in my opinion, take off the X Factors and just put in boosts, just like
Just
you
like
get
in 2K,
you
things
get
like
like
that.
two plays of being able to catch over people, of aggression, of rack them up. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
like not the whole X Factor, because you do work up to get that X Factor, and then.
But it's not that hard. It's not that hard to get it, and then you can have it the whole game unless you break that cycle, which is something that, thank God, 2K doesn't have, which we're also going to be talking about today. 2K has like a timer, the bar goes down, but you have to earn it over a long time. In my career mode, it even takes 75% to 75% chemistry with your team to get that and stuff like that. And you have to earn that right to have that big power boost. When in Madden, you get one good run with Lamar Jackson and it's over. It's over. Real deal.
Well, it depends what you're on. You can be on arcade, simulation, competitive. You can be
Yeah.
on all Madden. It depends really what you're on. That's also what I really like about Madden. You get to pick what level you go to and then build your way up.
Exactly.
That's what I really, really like about
And what's
Madden.
your favorite mode on there?
Honestly, competitive, because competitive you're able to dive, you're able to do bigger plays.
Flicks the stick and stuff like that.
Playmaker.
Even though it's put all the way to the right based off of like the hardness, because there's only 3, I actually think it's a lot easier than simulation where it's really just R stick and you're flicking it and stuff like that. I feel the combination of both, even though it's supposed to be harder and more challenging for the pros, it still hits better than simulation does, and it's definitely the best for that too.
And we can be talking about how Madden 21 is bad, but also they just released it on next gen PS5, which
And
is really,
Xbox.
really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they made things that can make it way better.
Yeah.
So I think they're improving, but just slowly, you know?
And we can't give all the credit to a game like Madden. We have to talk about those other ones. A smaller franchise with I'm gonna say some better mechanics than even Madden. The Show.
Ooh, the
What
show.
what a childhood playing that on PS3. What, the Show 16 at the time? Maybe even a little backwards more.
Since we're moving to the show, they just released a new game
Yes,
like
they
a couple
did.
weeks ago. And I don't know if it's just me, but I was waiting in line right until they come out just to get the game. I mean, the game is phenomenal. Unlike Madden, they have a really, really great franchise. You get to go
Baseball is an amazing
from
franchise.
a high
period.
school player. I agree. I definitely agree. They come from a high school player to a AAA, AA, and then up to the majors. So you get to feel how it is to be a kid in high school, getting drafted, and going up there. So I really like that about the show.
And I love the cameos. I have to give it to them. They had a bunch of stars, and now personally, I don't watch too much baseball, but I knew some of those special stars that were playing as, on a Zoom call, and they were really accepting COVID too, which a lot of games haven't actually acknowledged yet. Most games are playing the story mode as if it's a regular draft and things like that, while the MLB was actually making it known that there was COVID going on and they had to stay safe even during the season. So I have to give it to them for actually keeping some current stuff in the game, because Madden, I can tell you, they're like, COVID? Bro, that don't exist. Let's just send them straight to college and stuff like that.
I feel you. I definitely feel you. I mean, I think the show has way better graphics in Madden, but
Oh, yeah.
Madden is still a good game.
Yeah, of course.
But just to get out of that EA Sports part, it's not even part of EA Sports, which is so good. And the Show 21 could be a revolutionary game, because now they're giving it up to Switch. They're letting it go to Xbox. I mean, they're going to make games for other consoles that are good for them.
Exactly, and it's amazing, honestly. And what I like to do on this show is I like to rank them. So based off of the ranking, I can already tell you have the show as your number one.
Yeah, I definitely do. Honestly, I pick Madden. The only reason why I pick Madden is because even after every year, you still buy it. After every single year, you still buy it. And I can say the same thing about the show. But the thing about Madden is it comes out earlier, which is, I guess, better for the players.
Yeah, around Christmas time too. That's everybody's birthday list is, can I have this new Madden? It's literally released at perfect timing. Well, this is more mid-year, so it's like, unless your birthday's here or you just have rich family, it's not exactly you're going to get that game
The
right
only
away.
thing I do like about the show, way more than Madden, is possibly the release date, though, because, I mean, Madden release dates before the season starts, before preseason, before they start playing.
Yeah, that's true. They have to majorly update it. Like, I remember first playing it with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I guess they predicted that they weren't going to do so well with an 88 overall. Ends up winning the Super Bowl. You know what they do? Boost that defense, because that's all they did to Patrick Mahomes.
That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, just, they have to do too many upgrades, and then that's upgrading your console, upgrading everything.
Yeah. And they make it look like the same number. Like the Saints had the highest overall in the game, and yet they made them completely doo-doo because they didn't do too good in the playoffs.
But honestly, in game-wise, I think the show is better than Madden. But in playing-wise, I think more people buy Madden than the show.
Yeah, because even though baseball is, I would say, actually, I'm not going to say it's the better sport. I'm going to say football's the better sport, and that's why they go with it, for sure. And though we haven't given enough talk about 2K, so let's forget these two games. I know that you said you don't have the current one, but we can still just talk about the well, 2K is a franchise.
Hey,
let's talk about the
just
NBA
because I don't have the
part.
current one does not mean I'd be looking on YouTube and watching people play 2K.
Okay, so what's your impression on it, and then I can give you actual hand-on-hand, because I've played it, feedback, so talk to me.
What
How
I've
do you feel?
watched, I do love that you can go in the park, play against other people. It doesn't just have to be NBA, and it's making people be able to design their clothes, design the shoes they wear. I just think that's awesome. The graphics are great. And to the motions, like the sense when you like press the button and let go, how it feels to get a green or yellow.
Well, that's only on current gen consoles. I have to say, I have a current gen, and then I have an Xbox One. You don't feel that at all on the Xbox One. You feel that on the Series X, and also, this game is expensive. I'm not even talking about the $60 base price, which most of these sport games have. To really get competitive in this game, especially if you were to start fresh now, when people have had this since December, you have to invest money in your character, or else you're going to get clouded on by legendary people that have been grinding this game, or even people that also bought their way into victory. This is a buy-to-win game, and also people take their character a little way too seriously, spending $50 just on an outfit, just for a virtual character.
Well, that's the price for a really good game. If it's the 2K has made such a good game that people will spend that money on that game. People will try to buy the new clothes. People try to buy the boosts. I mean, it's a really good game overall.
Exactly. and that's why I'm definitely putting that above the show. And actually, no, that will be the number one game for me.
2K?
2K for sure. Definitely Madden, and then Madden shows number 3, and then number 4, a game that we really haven't even like given a slither of, WWE. That game is so underrated.
I don't know. I think it's not that good, in my opinion, because what I say about it is that they were doing so good
With 18.
in the teens. I mean,
18,
I
yes.
just remembered me as like a young boy playing with my friends on WWE 14. I mean, I would love the graphics in that game. It was awesome. You could just keep tearing people down. Now, I have WWE 2K20. I believe it was just straight trash, in my opinion. I mean, first off, we don't even give the soundtracks that good. The soundtracks on WWE were horrible.
15 had the best soundtrack with We Them Boys. I would have that on replay.
It was good. But the characters, the way they looked were just horrible, disgusting.
Okay. So I think I know where you're coming from here. So let's just do a top 3, and then we can wrap the show up. For you, you do yours first, and I'll have my top 4.
Well, since I haven't played 2K that much, and I haven't been doing good on it when I did play, I'm gonna rate it number 3. Now, number 2 is a really hard position for me, even though I said Madden could be my favorite game. I am a baseball fan. I watch baseball. But what I buy more is Madden, and that'd be for a reason.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to say the show, even though it has better graphics than them. And the show 21, I mean, when they pitch the ball now and you have to go hit the ball, it looks so realistic, which I haven't given any thought of. But still, me buying Madden every single year and show, not always the same year because the release date, even though the release date is really good, I don't always buy it at that time. I have to put that number 2, and number 1 is Madden because...
Yeah, you already explained that perfectly, so we're all good. And I'll just recite mine in case you don't remember. Number 4, WWE, purely for the nostalgia and just all of that memory. I do have to agree with him. It's not a good game anymore with the newer ones, but those old ones are enough to put it here. Then I have to put number 3 as the show, number 2 as Madden, and number 1 is 2K because I do have the game and I do play, and I am one of those people that invests a lot of money into a game just so I can be the best.
Before we go, we have forgot one thing.
Oh yes, my boy over here has his very own sport-related podcast. Now this episode might be on his, and you might be watching it on his page. But in case you're watching it on mine, I will have his podcast in the link below, and you have to check out his show. He basically does the same thing I do, but for sports. And you can explain on
latest stats, latest games, what we think about them, what we think about the new players coming in. Come check out my podcast at The Real Deal Sports.
All right, and that's all we have today. Thank you for tuning in.